Michael Jackson, 18-year-old with first girlfriend Tatum O'Neal, 13 in 1979. Captured prisoners of the First World War from 8 different nations at an unknown German prisoner of war camp. Berlin at the end of World War II, 1945. New York City, 1965. Elephants, Indian Air Force, Helicopter Unit 116, or HAL Chetak, helicopters covered with elephant-shaped decorations used in air displays, 1970s. Actress Jodie Foster being a young skateboarder in Paris, France, 1977. Hundreds of people lined up at the Anglo-Palestine Bank in Jerusalem to receive new money, 1948. Soviet troops trample a Nazi flag as they march past a burning house on a street in the outskirts of Vienna, Austria, April 1945. The Great Ohio River Flood. Floodwaters cover the track and infield at the famed Churchill Downs racetrack in Louisville, 1937. Indian Chief Yellow Row with his daughter, 1927. New York City in the 1970s. Palestinian procession for Good Friday in Jerusalem, 1942. Bust of a man wearing a kanmuri, a crown-like hat worn by nobles and court officials, 1877, photographed by Felice Beato. Man who has never seen a woman. Monk Mihailo Tolotos lived for 82 years without ever knowing what a woman looks like. Stalin in Bailov prison, Baku, Azerbaijan, March 1910. A British newspaper seller stands near posters with newspaper headlines, 1939. Vicky Dugan in the 1950s. (1925). American actress Clara Bow holds a large card while actor Larry Gray writes a New Year's greeting with a giant pen. Margaret Sanger has her mouth covered, protesting against not being able to talk about birth control in Boston, circa 1920. Sophia Loren. The coffin of Abdul Qadir Husseini, commander of the Arab Liberation Army's Jerusalem district, is carried on the shoulders of his bodyguards during his funeral, which was attended by more than 20,000 mourners. Jane Kende, the courageous flight nurse who made history. On March 4, 1945, Jane Kende made history when she became the first flight nurse to land on an active battlefield. A literal selfie stick, 1934. Women in the 1920s dressed up for Halloween. Debbie Reynolds and Chuck Norris, 1969. Ernest Hemingway, 1899 to 1961, American writer and journalist born in Oak Park, United States, at age 16 in 1915. Monica Bellucci in Italy, 1991. Gabrielle Coco Chanel, founder of Chanel, and the nephew of the Russian Tsar Nicola II of Russia, Grand Duke Dmitry Pavlovich, 1920. Car seat safety, in 1958. Transporting the Harem, Cairo, 20th century. Two children wearing masks for Halloween. Actress Jane Russell bouncing in bed. Very early in her career, circa 1940 to 1942. A child wearing a creepy clown Halloween mask. (1893) Street vendors sell newspapers and comic books. Crisp, clear autochrome shot of ladies in traditional clothes from Salzburg, Austria, 1929. Japanese military baths during the Russo-Japanese War, 1904. Three members of the Kennedy family at the official groundbreaking ceremony for the John Fitzgerald Kennedy Presidential Library and Museum in Boston, Massachusetts, June 12, 1977. Self-defense instructor of the WAAF shows ladies a way to fight attack, 15 of January 1942. First raid of the Blitz, London, 1940. Emperor Franz Joseph I at hunting in Mitterweissenbach, Bad Ischl, 1912. Lee Harvey Oswald's funeral on the 25th November, 1963. Reporters acted as pallbearers due to there not being enough people willing to carry his casket. Plastic hard bra for female factory workers. This special bra was made entirely from plastic to protect female factory workers during World War II. The first all-union robot competition, 1968, Russian SFSR. Residents of a Yugoslav village joyfully greet the senior pilot of the 392nd NBAP, Semyon Boyko, 1944. A Dutch woman refused to leave her husband, a German soldier, and goes with him to Allied captivity in Walcheren, Netherlands, 1944. President Grant reading a newspaper 4 days before he died of throat cancer. He wore high-collar shirts to hide his tumors and became mute towards the end. Cameron Diaz, 1990s. A soldier trying to ride a zebra in German East Africa, 1910. The Golden Gate during construction. A historical photo from July 16, 1934. (1890) Coal miners in Pennsylvania. A Vietnamese soldier coming out of a tunnel, 1966. Marcella Miller, Catherine Ray, and Agnes Leonard at a Miss Coney Island pageant in the 1920s. Paul McCartney at the Beverly Hills Hotel pool in 1974. German child soldiers captured by the 6th United States Armored Division in Gießen, Germany, March 19, 1945. Raquel Welch resting during the filming of her film Kansas City Bomber, 1972. Wrist brace is because she broke it during filming. She did most of her stunts. Glynis Johns, 1948. Soldiers carry gas holders vessels for transporting hydrogen for balloons on 25th October Avenue, now Nevsky Prospect, in besieged Leningrad during World War II. A column of prisoners on a Berlin street. In the foreground are Germany's last hope boys from the Hitler Youth and Volkssturm, 1945. This 1909 photograph shows John Curry, the first chief engineer of RMS Mauritania, at Canada Dock in Liverpool. Martin Luther King Jr.'s 1958 arrest in Montgomery, Alabama. Shooting during protests against the Vietnam War at Kent State University by Howard Ruffner on May 4, 1970. Jane Fonda at the Actors Studio in class before her film career, 1958. Circa 1900, young members of Bowery Boys gang stand guard. Rick Ross with friend in Carol City, Miami, 1990. Audrey Hepburn's wedding dress, 1969. San Francisco earthquake and fire, April 18, 1906. Destroyed City Hall. Group of Boys Club, Little League baseball players putting on their uniforms while sitting in classroom, Manchester, New Hampshire, 1954. March 28, 1967. The oil tanker Torrey Canyon split in two after colliding with Seven Rocks Reef off the coast of Britain. Hollywood actress Dorothy Lamour and chimpanzee Jiggs on the set of Her Jungle Love, California, 1938. This car's design makes it look like a toy. Two men among the crystal corridors and caves of frost-covered Niagara Bay, early 20th century. Lou Gehrig at age 29, of the New York Yankees in spring training prior to his 1933 Triple Crown year, less than 6 years from retiring with ALS that killed him 2 years thereafter. The Messina earthquake of 1908, sailors from the battleship Slava on the ruins of Messina. A 14-year-old Princess Elizabeth and a 9-year-old Princess Margaret pose for a portrait in honor of Elizabeth's birthday. At the time, it was hoped to be a distraction from the ongoing war. The Hindenburg Disaster by Sam Shear on May 6, 1937. Children in a one-room schoolhouse, where most of the children have no shoes in Breathitt County, Kentucky, 1940. The final moments of the Vietnam War. Northern tanks approached the Imperial Palace in Saigon just hours after the last Americans fled the country in Operation Frequent Wind, April 30, 1975. Rwandan man in the traditional Amasunzu hairstyle, circa 1920s. Winnebago men looking out over the Dells, Wisconsin, 1925. United States Marines crawling under enemy fire on a beach in Saipan, June 1944. Princess Elizabeth driving an ambulance during her wartime service in the Auxiliary Territorial Service. 10th April 1945. Children wearing dog masks for Halloween. African-American teenagers in zoot suits, 1943. The first zoot suiters were jazz musicians from Harlem. The fashion then spread to other United States cities with large black populations. Latinos adopted the style from African Americans. A young man dressed and coiffed in the fashion of the 17th century, circa early Edo period, Japan. (1890) Horse-drawn combine thresher harvests wheat in Oregon. The American Nazis. Nearly 1,000 uniformed men wearing swastika armbands and carrying Nazi banners parade past a reviewing stand in New Jersey on July 18, 1937. Stela B in the Maya site of Copan, Honduras. Dedicated August 18, 731 CE or 9.15.0.0.04. Ahau 13 Yaks, Maya long count date. 18 Rabbit appears as the god Chak, associated with Venus as evening star. 1942. Spencer Tracy carving Thanksgiving turkey for the American troops at the Hollywood Canteen. Unknown Dutch soldier smiling with Indonesian guerrilla he captured earlier during a routine patrol in East Java, Indonesia. July 1946. Indonesian War of Independence. Hiroyuki Sanada, 1992. June 4, 1989. Student protests in Tiananmen Square. Helicopters dropped government leaflets admonishing the demonstrators. American athlete and Olympic gold medal winner Jesse Owens waves at fans during a ticker tape parade in honor of the United States athletes who competed in the Berlin Olympic Games in New York City on September 3, 1936. Ava Gardner and Sid Charisse on the set of East Side, West Side, MGM 1949. Fitted to a Sturmgewehr 44 assault rifle, the Krumlauf curved barrel and sight allowed soldiers to shoot around corners. The rolled stockings trend of the 1920s brought on a fad of hand-painted knees. Modern dancers Tatsumi Hijikata, Yoshito Ono, Kazuo Ono, Tokyo, 1961. Princess Elizabeth later, Queen Elizabeth II as Prince Charming, and Princess Margaret as Cinderella in a royal pantomime at Windsor Castle before Christmas, 1941. Ossie Cleveland with the sob sonnet she bought new in 1968. Aishwarya Rai eating a traditional meal with her mom after being crowned Miss World 1994. Definition of grace. A group of girls dancing in Harlem, New York City, circa 1920. Brittany Murphy and Jonathan Brandis went to prom together in 1995. North American P-51 Mustangs fly over a crashed Boeing B-29. Superfortress bomber on Iwo Jima, 1945. Audrey Hepburn in 1950. (1885) Runestone, Herstedberg, Östergötland, Sweden. 3 girls at a runestone Ogue 46 on Strobo Meadow at Herstedberg. The inscription says, Vibern raised this stone in memory of Solva, his brother. Rocky Marciano with family. France, Paris, Gay Lussac Street, May 10, 1968. ACIA employee known by the alias T.D. Latz helps evacuees up a ladder to the final American chopper to leave South Vietnam. 1975. A man and a horse in a car. Wreck of a Japanese Mitsubishi, a 6M30T-2157 fighter aircraft from the Imperial Japanese Navy Air Service at Munda Airfield, New Georgia, Solomon Islands, circa September 1943. Polish woman and her grandchildren shown in an American Red Cross evacuation camp as they await evacuation to new homes. Tehran, Iran, 1943. Members of the Blackfoot tribe photographed in Glacier National Park, 1913. Bus Cafe Bar, 1933. Farrah Fawcett on a bike, 1976. This is a picture at Stanford University in California in 1972. The students were having a protest about the Vietnam War when authorities intervened and things turned violent. Convicted people leased to harvest timber around 1903, Florida. After slavery ended, Southern states used courts and prisons to force Black Americans back into unpaid labor. Christopher Reeve signing autographs for fans at Niagara Falls during the production of Superman 2 in September 1979. Linda Carter posing beside the fridge in the set of her show Wonder Woman, mid-1970s. Demonstration against the Vietnam War. Italy, 1970. Casablanca Conference, January 14th to 24th, 1943. President Franklin D. Roosevelt, Prime Minister Winston S. Churchill. A black woman looks at members of the Ku Klux Klan, Montgomery, Alabama, 1956. Afghan women in a public library in the 1950s. Parents and sister of Krista McAuliffe watching the Space Shuttle Challenger explode at the Kennedy Space Center, January 1986. Reese Witherspoon in the 90s,